He goes, I bust my ass every day. I'm here day and night.
Another dollar, right? $1.
Ass counts? Ass
Yeah.
No, what if I'm talking
about a chooch?
Hey, Anthony, where'd you get this podcasting stuff from?
It fell off the back of a truck. We're back on the Breaking Bread podcast, and we have a very special guest. I'm here with my co-host, Sal the Voice.
How you doing?
Gio, welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. Pleasure to be here. All mine. Yeah, they're gonna start in a minute, buddy.
No, it's actually been...
We're rolling. We're rolling already,
Oh, we're
Luigi.
rolling?
Yeah.
We've been rolling, buddy. Welcome to the Breaking
I
Bread
should have let you,
podcast.
Luigi. I should have let you know it was a hot mic in case you didn't want to say anything controversial.
Curse.
Oh, he cursed. Tell him.
Fuck.
Yell it out, buddy.
Curse.
What do I owe you?
$1.
How much?
How much?
$1.50.
That was 3 times already, so how much?
$1.
$1.
You know, it's inspiring because with everything going on today, everyone's so busy, everyone's so wrapped up in their own business. You know, parents are getting a lot more lenient with their kids and what's coming out of their mouths. I think part of it is like, well, my kid's is going on Instagram
Yeah,
and
he's gonna see
TikTok, and he's seeing it. You know, I'm not teaching it to him, but you have an obligation as a parent to teach them that at the very least, it's wrong to do in front of adults or this and that. It's a sign that you're teaching your kid respect.
He knows he's not allowed to curse, and he's not even supposed to be on YouTube yet.
Really?
He sneaks in with who?
Ah,
I gotta let him get away with too much. But
you melt.
yeah, listen, what am I gonna do? You know what?
Yeah.
Today's Father's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of him, I'm a father, and I'm the happiest guy on earth. Since every day is Father's Day when you have a kid.
Amen.
blessing.
Every day.
I'm a
What a
dog
blessing.
dad, so
What?
I'm a dog dad.
Enough of that.
It's gonna happen. Don't worry.
You're a
When
dog
it does,
dad,
you'll
too.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it does,
Well, that's why it's so great.
you know love.
Yeah.
And you think you've loved a million things. Sal, you've loved your music, you love your parents, you love your love of your life, and I've loved a million women, cars, toys, this, that. I had
A million. That's a
Greg's
whole
like million women.
Just think about in your life. You said, I love this slice, I love this hat, I love this pet. The day you have a kid, you're going to say to yourself, my God, I never knew love. This is love. I remember holding him. He had to be about 2 months old. I was holding my son. I was on the couch looking at him. I was like, wow, you know something, buddy? Nobody could ever take you away from your mind. You are the only thing in this world that can't be I could lose everything around me, but he'll always be my son. And that's what makes me happy. Right? This morning he ran in, jumped on me, gave me a kiss. Happy Father's Day.
Oh.
I said, every day's Father's Day with you. Right?
I'm going to start tearing up.
I was gonna say, Gio. I was gonna say about how you're saying like all the things that you love. Like Greg told 5 girls that he loved them last night. Probably
I proposed to like 2 of them.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. That's not bad.
that's his thing. He goes, "I'm gonna be your first ex-husband."
That's a great line.
Where is this lisp coming from?
He's so
All right,
funny.
Sal, do you want to explain this?
What?
When me and you were on the phone and we do like a Greg voice, like Greg is saying something, how do you do it?
Oh,
I don't even know what is going on. I'm going.
wait.
Gio could be the tiebreaker here.
So Greg is very easily smitten by
He's like, yeah, I know.
well, it's not just by women. It's by things. It's by Greg when he gets into something, he gets in it with both feet. You know, he really
goes in deep.
He really, yeah, he sure does.
commit.
He sure does, and it's part of why I love him. I think he's a very, very unique person. But,
Very lovable.
Yeah, you're right. Greg probably proposed to 5 or 6 girls last night, but
I'm going to be your future.
I could tell. It's so funny. It's you look like my future ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Greg line.
So that's part of what we get to see. At least from the casual viewer. I've only been to Luigi's like 3 times so far, and most of what I see that goes on there, I see through social media. I mean, your social media is blown up. One of the things that I love to see as a casual follower is how your son is always there. You know, your son's in the pizzeria a lot.
World.
Yep.
And you kind of grew up in the pizzeria as well. You know,
It's a lifestyle that is not to cut you off. I just said what was on my mind. That's one of the first things that drew me to Gio and to the account. Like aside from the fact that he's one of Artie's friends and everything else, like
Artie.
it is a special experience growing up in a pizzeria. Like I really wish I had more of it as like a kid. I grew up in my grandfather's pizzeria. Even if there's like a little picture, like I miss like the walls, and that's why that I built things like this because I miss the way it looked, that old school thing. And Gio kept his exactly the way it is.
yeah.
Like,
That's
it's just cool.
actually
It's
really
very cool.
That's one of the coolest parts about Luigi's is you walk in and the oven is like the entire restaurant.
Yeah.
I can't change it.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you? Because you're incredibly successful in that little spot
Shoebox.
on
My
Fifth
father's little
Avenue.
shoebox.
You. I mean that. I couldn't tell you. I mean, a freezing cold day, there'll be a line out the door, and people will gladly stand there and wait for your pizza because
It's worth it.
In the rain.
I
and all
wanted to.
kinds of
I
weather.
wanted to. I'm going to touch more on this, but it really is the best New York slice in New York, and I think that's why people are lining up. But you have like the opportunity to expand. You have the opportunity to, open a second location, on Staten Island and be closer to home. But you've remained the size you are, the place you are, like the way the pizza's made for the most part is the same that it's been for decades. Your business acumen is the same that it's been for decades. Your values have remained the same. What keeps you there? What besides the fact that it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What
keeps me there?
Yeah, what keeps you there?
My mother and father built it with a lot of blood and sweat. Mm-hmm. The pizza, now they're gone. And I feel if my mother and father are anywhere, they're there. I could make it bigger. I could do I have so many different things I could do, but it's not the same as being in that store. That store was built by my grandfather, my uncles, my father's friends, my uncle's friend. There was like 8, 9 Italians, and they got together. They put the mud floor down. I was a kid. I remember I was there for the demolition. My father let me break things when we had to break the walls. That was about as far as I would went. But my uncle came from Baltimore, stayed here 2 weeks. He's the carpenter. He's Umashu. He used to make shoes for my father and my mother and all the kids in the town to go to school. He used to get a piece of wood, nice, smooth, and then put a leather strap. And that's how they went to school. My uncle made shoes, and he became a master carpenter. He came up from Baltimore. My grandfather did the cement. He did the water main in the basement. My uncle did the sign. Everybody participated. The old days, if your family was, you stayed together because you didn't know anything else. You come to another country, so they did everything together. When my uncle opened up his beauty parlor on 54th Street, I remember going there. And who was there? All my uncles and all of them together as a group, and they put that business together. And they were there for 50 years. We're here 50 years. I mean, it was our get-together. They ate together. My mother would make sandwiches around the corner. I remember my father bringing cold cuts and homemade bread, cutting it with a knife and putting the mortadella on top and all the other cold cuts on. I can't change that. All I picture when I walk in there, every time I walk in there, my mother, father, and everybody there, they're all gone. Once you lose them, you try to hold on to something to say, hey, this is my father. And that was my father's dream, to have his own place. My father didn't care if it made $5. He knew he was working for himself. He didn't have to work for nobody else. And that's why he did it.
I love that. Like, that's that
the
feeling.
American dream.
The feeling that you say, that's exactly why when I was a kid, like I told my nono, I want to be a pizza man. I want to be like you. I want to work for myself. And he used to tell me, no, you don't. He goes, I want, like Gio's going to tell, like, he has a very similar story, but my nono was like, I don't want this life for you. He goes, I bust my ass every day. I'm here day and night.
$1, right? $1.
Ass counts? Yes,
Yeah.
No, what if I'm talking about
a chooch?
Yeah. But
That's $2.
yeah, no, but like again, you know, he has the same spoons, the same oil dispensers, like everything was built to last. That counter, everything was built like you don't even see like people can't build like a stool anymore like that's built to last like that. Like his whole place is just so iconic. I can't get over it.
A lot of work went into it.
The fact that the oven is like the entire,
Yeah.
it really is. I mean, if you walk into Luigi's, you know, you got two ovens, right? You got the one against the wall, right?
No, that's
Oh,
the
it's-
refrigerator.
That's the never mind. When you walk into Luigi's, you have the refrigeration, all the ingredients and everything are on the right side wall, and then this oven is placed perpendicularly across the restaurant, literally across the restaurant, where there's maybe 3 feet of space to walk between the wall and the oven to go sit at one of the few tables if you're lucky enough to get one in the back, and. We brought some comedians from Australia, Sushi Mango, to your place when they were in town, and they were like blown away because, you know, Australia was kind of built up by the time Italians got there, and we didn't have to shoehorn ourselves into a little
was it
store
built
and
up
make it
already?
work. Yeah. So when they walked in, they were like, "This is incredible," and the fact that it's been here for so many years, you know, that it's almost a tribute to itself, and that's pretty much how you explain that the store is a tribute to the sacrifice that your parents and your family made before you, and in a way, years after you're gone, it's going to be a tribute to you.
You know, I just hope that it carries on after me, but I just think that if we can be 1% of the people who came here, we'd be 100% better than anything going on in this world right now. We
Yeah.
could be just 1%. They came here with such drive and heart to make it happen. They had no other choice. And we weren't built to fail. We were built to succeed, so we're just going to keep going. Your career, you keep going. Look at you. You're Sal the Voice. You're the man. I mean, you keep growing, and that's what it's all about. I'm not going to stop. I love what I do. People ask me, when are you going to retire? I like to say someday, and then I'm like, yeah, they're going to carry me out.
There is so much heart in it. You could tell. I don't say this lightly. I've gone to pizzerias where, you know, the pizzaioli or the guys who own the place will sit and we'll start talking about food. And they'll say, "Where's your favorite pizza?" And I tell them Luigi's because it's God honestly true. Your New York pie, right? Your 20-inch, right? But 20 inches.
19 inches, 19 and a half, yeah.
Your New York pie is perfection. Like if I have to send someone to one place
Yep.
to get New York pizza,
Yep.
and they can only go to one pizzeria, and they can't go experience L&B, they can't go experience why is it escaping me right now? The hybrid, Lucali.
Yeah.
They can't go experience any of that. They have to just go one place, and it's got to be a slice of New York. It's your place.
100%.
The way you do it is perfect. It's thin enough. It's well done. You don't know how many times I got to go to a place.
Tell him to throw it back in.
Burn it.
And I tell them, well done, and I go. And before I leave, I pick up the bottom. And if I could pick up the crust and the rest of it don't come with it, I tell them, put it back in. It's not well done. I said, well, we already sliced it. We'll make another one.
Yeah. Gio, one thing that your pizzeria is also known for, and it's one of the things I find the most interesting, is that I love your approach to his own approach to like marketing. Because Gio's like his approach is, I don't care if it's branded. I don't care if it's anything. They're going to know it's mine. Because I made it my way, and I make it the way that I make it.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't have any of he doesn't have his name on like his like pizza boxes. He gets the misprints, right?
Yes. My father always said, you use misprint paper goods. People don't care about the bag.
The box.
I have bags, the same bags are 24 years. I bought skids of them because I paid $6. Right now, they're $80 for what I paid.
Yeah. It's
Okay?
straight
I have
profit.
skids. So my father
Where do you
always said,
keep 'em?
cheap products in the basement. I have
Oh, wow.
pizza boxes for the next 6-7 years.
Wow.
I have 12-inch boxes.
Now, wait, what do you mean by misprint pizza boxes?
The
There was-
generic, like
Gen-
the
Oh, the pizza.
The ones that just say pizza.
Like,
that, or
all right,
like the
for
Italian
instance.
storefront, like something like that. Yeah.
I asked Gio, but thank you, Greg.
But no, what did
I'll go home right now.
No, my son likes you here. Don't worry about it.
That's his favorite line is, I'm going to go home.
I ordered pizza boxes. They gave me the wrong boxes. Those boxes are made. When you order a
Right.
printed box, they make a gross. Those boxes are made. Right now, they're being sold to other pizzerias for 1/3 the price. They gave me the wrong box, the wrong colors for my 50th anniversary.
Oh.
I had them made. I says, all right, you know what? Let's make pizza boxes for 50th anniversary. That's a collector item because, first off, they made me black boxes. Whoever
I
put
remember
pizza
that.
in a black box? I was like, are you serious?
That's crazy.
Yeah, they made me black.
Well, I don't know why it's crazy, but it is
But
crazy.
pizzerias go out of business. A lot of pizzerias can't afford to buy and print it because you know what? You're going to pay extra for the printed
Yeah.
box. My father says, I'd rather buy grande cheese, use the best stuff, because when you use better stuff, that's what people care about. So it's the paper, nobody looks at it. If you look at my slice paper, and I hate saying this because other pizzerias will jump on it, I used pastry shop tissue. You know the paper that they give you on the
Yeah.
cannolis? That's what I use. It's 1,000 sheets. So it's 10 boxes of 1,000 for $43, or 10 boxes of 500 for $39. So for $4 more, I get an extra 5,000 sheets.
Yeah. That's an extra 5,000 pies.
Second grade education, my father. College. My father taught me more than any book could ever teach because he had the book of life.
Yeah. The
Book of life,
experience.
breaking his butt.
Yeah.
And having to make ends meet to make sure that his 5 little pigs, his 5 little kids, my father would say, I got to feed you. I have time to fight with my mother and father never had a fight.
Yeah.
75 years together. I still love to tell the story. Me and the funeral parlor director were standing at the casket. My father's in the middle, and Phil Leone's at the other side. And my father says, Jesu Cristo, mi tatu sangue. We spit blood. He was talking Italian. But in English, he says, and we spit blood. We work hard. We raised a family. We never had a fight. And I never even had to hit her. My father was happy. He never had to hit my mother. 75 years. They know each other 7 and 5. They used to go pick up vegetables in the fields.
Wow.
My father used to have to watch her. And growing up became his love and everything else. And that's where they got married. My mother came to America first, and she went and brought my father back. That's why I always joked my father, Mommy imported you. One step better. I will never forget. My father gets his American citizenship, 1994. And I said, Papa, look, you're an American citizen. I mean, he says, after 30 years of paying taxes and living here and paying for everything, now they want to make me a citizen, stick it in your butt. That's what he told me in Italian. All right, that's $5.
Butt is a curse too?
But
Butt?
there's so much history, and all of us have it. All of us, you know what? All cultures.
Yeah.
Families all came here to America, the land of opportunity, which little by little is disappearing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's getting harder and harder. here.
100%.
Okay, my father came to America. He says, only in America I could be where I'm at. My father came to America, and I remember going to Frank the Butcher, Danny the Butcher, to get steak. My father had steak pizzaiolo. You know, stop. Mr. Comedian. To get him steak pizzaiolo. It was like $4, $4.20 for 3 pounds. My father had steak every day. My father wanted to eat steak every day because when he was a kid, it was a treat once a year to have beef.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pork,
Yeah.
all the time. Chicken, I remember my grandmother getting 2 chickens, cutting the heads,
Oh,
and
God.
watching them run around.
Oh, boy.
Watching around, then dipping them. Oh, my God.
Even just fresh eggs. We spend so much money
I
on
get fresh
eggs.
eggs.
Well, now.
Of course you do.
So,
No, we have my father, God rest his soul, but my sisters still take care of us. We have, Luigi, how many chickens we got left now?
You raise chickens too?
My father's house. There's 5. There
I
was
gotta
11,
put
there's
that on
5.
TikTok.
My father had green, like a pinkish. You got to see different color eggs.
Yeah.
The eggs are like this.
Yeah, because they dye eggs.
And
they
even
dye
the,
them white.
the stuff you buy in the store is not like a real chicken egg.
Yeah.
It's real. It's like an orange, almost red color.
Yeah, because
The yolk.
Because
Yes,
they
the
bleach
yolk.
it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do. It's just
It's not the same.
not the same.
How does
God,
it
you
taste?
make a
Probably
cake.
tastes completely
Incredible.
different.
We got
Yeah.
a video at the
Really?
have him getting the egg.
And I was told they last just as long, refrigerated.
You don't even. Have
We
to
don't put them. You don't have to refrigerate them.
Nope.
Just like milk in Italy, you don't refrigerate.
Nope.
Wait, you don't refrigerate
No, you
milk?
get that. You ever see that milk that they have?
Is
Doesn't
it
go
goat
in the
milk?
They
refrigerator.
have a layer of fat on top, and then it.
Oh, that's what.
I
Like,
remember
keeps it-
waking up in Italy and watching my aunt with the goat, and then she comes in with the eggs. I'll tell you, I've never had better fried eggs than my aunt in Italy. That was 1970.
Did
That's
you
how
know
long it stays? That food tastes in my mind.
Did you know that you can milk cats?
What? On that note,
All right. Thank God.
don't let me catch you doing that.
You know what, Greg? You want to sit here?
All right.
You don't know what movie that's from? Meet the Fockers.
Oh, you
It was a reference when like
Did you just watch it last
yeah,
night?
he must have
No.
watched it. Too many.
Robert De Niro was like
Caught us
talking
all
to,
off
You know what
guard.
happened?
Like-
you know what happened, Gio?
I
He
tried
fell
to milk
asleep.
your
He fell
cat.
asleep with the movie on.
Yeah, it's in his head now.
he like tells Ben Stiller tells him he goes, oh yeah, I milk cats, and then Robert De Niro's like, you tried to milk my cat, and he goes, yeah.
You caught us all off
He's
guard.
cracking
Like,
up.
all right, Anthony. Okay.
How do you not know that reference? It's so obvious.
I've watched the movie maybe twice.
I love that movie.
All right, I think maybe it's time to change the subject.
Were you ever a supersized guy?
Me?
Yeah.
I was 360.
No.
No, no.
No, not you. That would be rude if I
like,
said that.
like
Supersized like McDonald's. Like
No.
when they had supersize.
when you get a
I love
soda, you get the
supersize.
42
Listen to
ounce.
me. I'm going to talk you.
I love
I'm go-
supersize.
I'm gonna
When
rem-
McDonald's had supersize. That was my dad would ask for supersize years after it was discontinued. He's like, just give me the biggest one.
Right. Now I'm going to tell you something that you guys probably went through it, and then you can talk to your parents about this, and they'll tell you. And you don't realize because you probably gotten older and you forgot about it, but I'm going to remind you about it. Supersize. What's supersize? When I was a kid, okay, growing up, soda was a luxury. You only had it for holidays at my table. There was no soda in the refrigerator. There was Kool-Aid, Tang. My mother would make fruit drinks. We didn't have the money to buy. And the sodas were CNC Cola, RC, Crasdale. There were 5 2-liters for 99 cents. There was no 3-liter and 2-liter. Nobody had soda. Soda was really a luxury.
You didn't have it at the pizzeria?
When I remember when my father opened up the store, he kicked me in the ass. I saw the soda machine. I put my mouth under the root beer, and I went, and my father, what? Boom! Must have been about 10 years old. But no, we couldn't have soda. Soda was a luxury. I remember going to my aunt's house. All right, my Aunt Marie. She was the youngest in the family. She was hip. She had Heinz ketchup, not catsup. CATSUP. My house had catsup, had a little tomato on it. Okay, so you do was that version of ketchup. We had CNC. My aunt had Coca-Cola. I remember sitting in my aunt's finished basement, holding it up, saying, "Wow, this is Coca-Cola." I remember going to a barbecue and getting the Heinz, the ham. I swear to you, in a beauty parlor in the back, my uncle used to barbecue because they had. Like my father did, they had a room with beds and desks, so the kids did their homework there because they stayed there late. I remember getting that hamburger and squirting it on. And I thought that Heinz ketchup was the greatest sauce in the world because I went outside the box of my mother's. Okay? And again, think about it. Did you have soda at every turn of your life growing up?
No.
My mom put me on diet soda because
I used to love going to my aunt's house because she had a big closet that was full of like
Treats.
cereal and cookies and all this stuff that my mother refused to buy.
Yeah.
Gio, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
We really
Kenny,
appreciate
thank you
it.
for having me. Kenny, this is great.
As the world knows, so I'm happy to announce, and I would love to separate. My mind's in a million places. I'm sorry. Gio and I did a pilot for his own podcast called Get in the Know with Gio. Let me tell you, him and I came to an agreement. We were like, just post one. Like, let's see what it does, like what the interaction is, and then we'll talk about doing it more. The interaction was so overwhelmingly positive. He has downloads from literally around the world. We're talking China, the Philippines, Russia, parts of Africa, South America. It is insane the amount of people that want to listen to his wisdom and to his knowledge. Is that like, that's a big part of what's next for you in the pizzeria, or what are your future plans?
Go make some pizza, make people happy. And get up and go to work. My father's words. Anything wrong, something wrong, you don't feel right, you have things on your mind, go to work. Just going to go to work and keep making the best pizza I can. That's it. To make people happy. And when people walk into my store and walk out and say, hey, that was good, that's better than paying $100 a slice.
Yeah.
Okay? You could walk in, go to any job, sit behind a desk, and they give you a pat on the back. I don't want a pat on the back. You know what? It's not the 20, well, back in my day, you guys are younger. I remember guys come into pizza. Oh, yeah, I got a 40 cents an hour raise. I got a 50 cents an hour raise. That was a big thing. That was not for me. When I make something and people tell me they enjoy it, oh, my God, that's it. I'm doing good.
Yeah. I think I'm honestly, I'm not saying it because you're here with us. I'm not saying it because Anthony works with you. It is the best pizza.
Yeah,
It is.
it is.
Like unequivocally, undeniably. I don't care about what Portnoy says. He rated it very, very highly. It's
One of
I
his
think
highest.
one of the highest ratings in his catalog. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me,
It's your taste buds.
well, two things matter to me. One, obviously, it's the pizza. But two, there's certain pizzerias you walk into where you're looking for somebody when you walk in. And I think that you being there every day, that is tremendous. That has a lot to do with why it's the greatest pizza. You're there. People walk in, you're there.
I have to be there. My father was there every day, but he was there 8 to 2 in the morning, 7 days a week.
2 a.m. Yeah, and you close early. He
That's-
could make a killing at night. Like his late night crowd would be nuts.
He's closed on Sundays.
Goes on Sunday. Hey, it's my Sunday.
How many
Yeah.
how many people you think? How many people come in on a Monday?
Because they didn't get it on Sunday? A lot.
Right.
A lot. I'm busy. Mondays are always busy, yep.
I thought about that today. Because I said, I got a few hours. I'm having my father over for Father's Day and everything. I said, I got a few hours. Maybe if I can make an excuse to go to Brooklyn for pastry or whatever, and I'll go by Luigi's, because it's such a treat when I get to have it. And then I go, it's Sunday, he's closed. He's not going in after.
Trust me,
He's
he
going
wouldn't be
home.
here. He wouldn't be here. He'd be
Would
at
you
the
ever open
pizzeria.
on a Sunday? Just to,
Yeah, we were. 7 days a week. My father used to close 4 days a week, 4 days a year. Christmas, New Year's, Easter, and Thanksgiving.
Wow.
That was it.
Wow.
New Year's Day or New Year's Eve?
New Year's Day. New Year's Eve, we close. Christmas Eve, close at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so early.
Last question from me, at least, is it's Father's Day. Are you having a barbecue?
I'm going to my father-in-law's. I'm going to go to the cemetery, see my father. We're going to go there after this. Then I'll go to my father-in-law's. I got to show my respect. He's a good guy. He's, I couldn't have asked for a better father-in-law for my son. I mean, loves my son. Forget about it. Buddy, like my father. He had 2 of the best grandfathers. They loved him to. I wish my father was still here to see him, but he gave my father life. When my son came along, he gave my father the last 5 years were the best years. My father just smiled every day.
I find people fascinating. I love having these conversations because I glean a lot from other people's experiences, much in the same way that you have from your father and everything. You've learned a lot of business practices, and you do the right thing because you've learned so much from the people before you. And, I admire you, like I said, not just as a businessman, not just as a pizzaiolo, not just as a father, but as a man in so many ways. So it's been great to talk to you, pal. Really great.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And you'll be doing this someday as you get older too. It'll be passed down, and that's what you understand, what you learn, and how you spread it.
Yeah.
My father taught me. I always thought I was smarter. Then I realized no.
Yep.
His life experiences. I am what I am because I learned from that. As long as you take something out and you learn something, someday you'll carry it on. And that day's going to come. You're going to have to share with a little Sal somewhere.
I love how he's like somewhere. Jesus Christ, don't say that.
You're going to have to share with a little Sal, and that's it. Sometime it's going to happen, and my God, it's going to be another world for you.
About the God's ears, my
God
friend.
bless. God bless. It's going to happen. Oh,
Now we're in the know with Gio.
yeah.
Gio, thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, Anthony, a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to have you here, to talk with you, to work with you. You're one of the greatest dads that I honestly know. That's the truth.
I try. I just want to be 1% of my father.